Assalamu alaikum. Hello guys, Silver here. Today I'm gonna do a review of AFK Journey. This isn't sponsored, that's why I saw a lot of reviews of the game, but a lot of them were sponsored, and obviously you can't say anything negative about the game in a sponsored video, and this isn't like me taking pot shots at other creators. If they would have sponsored me, I would have taken the bag too. I mean, good for them. Uh, but I want to talk about the negatives as well as the positives, especially I'm a free-to-play player. This is my resonance right now. I just need to get this to 240 and I'll have reached complete end game by then. Anyway, let's start with the positives, and especially like when you start the game is really good. That goes all the way from the first areas over here. These are the first areas, all the way to the dark forest, like half of the dark forest probably, maybe till dark forest 4. You'll get very gated by this what is it? This thing. Essence. Hero essence. You'll need around a day to upgrade one hero, which is insane. Like upgrading it from 60 to 70, 70 to 80 like that. You'll need one day to upgrade one hero. Later they give you this for the final push, which you'll be able to upgrade 2 heroes in a day, maybe 3. But this comes near the end of your server. So the game is very grindy. I don't know where they got that AFK name from, because first you'll have to travel all over the map. Traveling is quite inconvenient. There's so a lot of the negative things about the game are minor inconveniences, and in my opinion, minor inconveniences are the worst inconveniences at all. Like, because if you complain about them, people will be like, it's so minor, why are you complaining about this? But it's they stack upon each other. Traveling around the game is inconvenient. Like the enemies are all way higher level than you. You can't beat them even if they're higher than you, but you'll have to grind, especially this AFK path. They had a solution for this one, but they kinda ruined their own solution at stage 700 or 800. You could auto battle the stages, so you wouldn't have like there's just way too many stages, 1125, and each stage you beat, it gives you like 3 more hero essence or something like that. It's trash in my opinion. Just make the stages less and more impactful in my opinion, because usually you could have auto battled below 700 and 800, but after that you start getting 3 choices for stages. I can't show you right now because I cleared it all, but you start getting 3 choices. Like, you can battle these guys or these guys or these guys, and some of them need instead of 5 heroes, you need 10 heroes, like 2 sets of heroes. You fight 2 battles in one. When you choose auto battle, it won't choose the optimal choice. So at 700 till 1125, you basically stop choosing auto battle. All you'll be wasting a lot of time. You'll have to do it one by one, and that kinda ruins the own solution they put for the inconvenience of having to choose a battle. Like 500 times you're choosing a battle. It was very grindy. Even over here. And you might be wondering, you could wait and not advance as quickly, and later on crush everything. But if you don't advance, you won't advance quickly. And if you're saying, oh, but I don't need to advance quickly, they have some time-gated content like this wolf over here. If you don't get to it within the time frame, you'll be losing rewards, as well as this alpha bear over here. So the game actively pushes you to grind, while while presenting itself as a non-grinding game. I mean, grinding games aren't exactly a bad thing. Maybe you enjoy grind, but let me show you this as well. Like AFK plus plays 6+ hours a day. Look at the number of likes. This is insane for these kinds of posts over here. Nothing gets beyond the 10 or 20 usually. So getting 76 likes is insane. That shows you how much of the player base agrees that it's a very grindy game. Like you'll actually spend the whole day playing the game. Like there's a lot of game modes that you'll have to grind, especially at the start of the game. There's the Legend Trials, there's the Arcane Labyrinth, the Arena, there's the Honor Duels. The Honor Duel, these are things also you'll have to keep in mind. Every gacha game is like that. They're all pay to win. All of them, even PvE ones. You might be wondering, there's nothing to win against like Genshin and Honkai Star Rail. Even those are pay to win. You might be wondering, there's nothing to win against there, but they're still pay to win because you're getting an advantage in the game. But PvP gacha games are the worst ones in my opinion, because they kinda actively push the player to pay to win against other players, and also the degrees of pay to win are different from each game. And in this game, let me tell you, it's extremely pay to win. Like, there isn't even a question. Let me show you the shop. Look at these special offers. Look at how many rewards you can get by paying money, and how many shop pages there is. Oh my god, like, I mean, surely they can make money. It's up to the company whether they want to make money or not, and it's up to the player whether they play the game or not. So they can be pay to win, and you don't have to play them. In my opinion, it's up to the company. Of course, I would love if they were not, but that's the reality. Anyway, another thing about the game is it's obviously designed for the pay-to-win players. Like the way you grind the stages, they're very annoying unless you have high-tier heroes, which obviously pay-to-win players will get a lot from. Also, this shop over here, for example, you might think you can like use it a lot. This one, look, most of these things I haven't bought because although they are very useful, equipment are very good as well. Look, these are higher than the equipment I currently have, but because I need the money to upgrade other things, like for example, especially at the start, the artifacts. They need a ton of money to upgrade these artifacts. They'll need a ton of money to upgrade. And then when you forge equipment over here as well, you'll need money. And some other smaller stuff as well. But this is also designed for pay-to-win players because they get a lot more money than you. And they can buy all of these very easily. So they get a bigger advantage than you. And not just that, for example, battle modes. If we come to the Dreamland, the higher you are in the ranking, the more you gain. And obviously the pay-to-win players will gain more, to the point where if you pay even a little bit and gain an advantage over another player, the advantage will even if you stop paying, the advantage will keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger, to the point where you won't be able to catch up at all later on, even if you want to, because of, for example, these equipment things, especially the yellow ones. They are extremely rare, and you need them to upgrade your characters. Maybe like at extremely end game when you have all your heroes at max level and equipment, but that's talking like literally years in advance. Like if you're a free-to-play player, getting your heroes equipments to max will probably take you years. That's how long they would take. The Legend Trial can give you some hero essence and that yellow equipment upgrade thingy, but they're generally very rare. The arena, they'll obviously have an advantage against your parties, the pay-to-win players. I'm not that good as well. You can see I'm legendary 1. I was legendary 2 just a bit ago, but they probably crushed me a few times. Yeah, see, I got crushed. And I became legendary 1. I'm an average player. I don't think I'm that good. The advantage comes from the tier of heroes, and it's obviously been designed that way. For example, you can see over here. The higher the tier of
and what do you offer?
Of your character, the higher their proficiency, and this proficiency assists them in fighting higher level enemies.
You all right?
And if you remember what I said a while ago, see here, proficiency 288. All of the enemies you fight are higher level than you. So the game has been obviously designed in paying players in mind. They want you to pay. There's tons of incentives to pay. Look at these. Whenever you upgrade a character or do something, for example, they give you this. You can get these for free, and then they want you to pay free. Like, it has a lot of predatory practices that are pretty bad in my opinion. You'll never hear about these in sponsored videos. That's why I wanted to talk about them. And the game is in general very grindy. I wanted you to know what you were getting into. It's not AFK at all. There is a new update coming soon, but I never heard any of the problems that I just listed being addressed here, but we'll see. I actually have, I think here, some 10 summons. Let's see what I can get. Maybe I get lucky and I'll get an epic hero. Let's see. Let's see if I get yellow. Nope. Unfortunate. At least study. Both aren't good. Yeah, anyway, if anything, from what I've seen from the new patch, it'll introduce new progression, new artifacts, seasonal artifacts and stuff like that, which will actually exacerbate the problems, which will have you like running another sprint with the pay-to-win players obviously having a big edge on you, and you feeling like you're behind, so you'll want to grind more. And because these things are seasonal, they come and go. Like, I feel like, although the new season will be a lot longer than this window. For example, the new season will be 4 months. So we'll have to see. Maybe you won't have to be too grindy like this first season for you to be like in a comfortable place to play the game. Like, as I said, if you want to reach the wolf and the alpha bear before they run out of time, you'll have to play a very grindy game. Like, you'll really play like 6+ hours a day, just like they said in the game or in the comments. Sorry. These mechanics they'll introduce in the Go game, like seasonal artifacts and stuff like that. We'll see what they'll do. They'll buff some heroes in the season, so that's also another thing that can be a problem for free-to-plays. For example, you can only concentrate on one character, or not one character, but certain characters, and maybe they release, oh, there's a buff to this guy. I have him like
See what we can do?
at epic only,
We'll give them a little.
while pay-to-play players can easily get him to
Wanna see what
Supreme
we can
Plus.
do? Well then.
And now
we'll give them
because
a
he has a
little
buff
spectacle.
that gives him an advantage in this season, and the pay-to-win players have him at Supreme Plus, they have an even bigger advantage. And yeah, it's like the degree at which the pay-to-win is. Like, for example, you can think of it maybe like in Genshin and Star Rail, it's like a few bumps, while this maybe in Genshin and Star Rail, we're paying maybe 2 genets. Let's say it's a 1 meter wall. In this game, it's like a 20 meter wall, maybe even higher. That's how bad it is. However, the game is generally, if you're playing casually, especially right now, like I'm at the end of the game, there isn't much to do. I just log in and do a few simple things like Dream Realm, some arena, sometimes Legend Trial. Honor Duel is not pay to win, that's a good mod that you can fight. I haven't played it for a while. I'm like top 16%. There's also right now going on the Trial of Abyss. I don't know how I'm top 700. Maybe nobody's playing. I don't know. Yeah, so the game is generally pretty fun, but it also has some problems. The story is very meh. Maybe even bad. I'd say it's pretty bad, honestly. And don't take this the wrong way, but the voice acting is horrible. Honestly, it's very, very bad. And I don't think the problem is from the voice actors themselves. Rather, it's the direction. There's even sometimes you see some people saying dialogue in English, and the translation is still in Chinese. But what do I mean by the direction? For example, I remember a character over here. It was right over here in Vadusu Mountains. I don't know how I still remember this, honestly. There's a village over here, a small village in Vadusu Mountains. Not this one. Ah, yes. Here it is. For example, you do a mission for this woman over here. When you come back and talk to her, she's like, "You are the saviors of this village," or something like that. But the way she says it as if she's surprised to meet us. While the certain situation itself, it should have been her thanking us that we are, oh, now you are the saviors of this village. So her delivery for a surprised expression was good, but the context was wrong. So I believe the director was like giving the wrong context, because she said it as if she was surprised. It was her first time meeting us, and it was surprised. She delivered it like, "You are the saviors of this village," when it should have been, "You are the saviors of this village," because of the difference in context. If you understand what I mean. I'm not a voice actor, so I can't voice act it very well. She should have delivered it more like, "Thank you. You are the saviors of this village." Instead of you are the saviors of this village. It's like her first time meeting us. And I'm horrible at voice acting, I know. But that's what I mean by the voice acting is terrible, and I think it's a direction problem, not a voice actor's problem. But the voice actors do feel amateur. Some of them lack a bit of feelings. But as I said, it's mostly, I feel, a direction problem. But they are obviously amateurs as well. Yeah, as the story goes, if it stays like this, I would just suggest skipping it altogether, honestly. There wasn't anything interesting going on. As far as pool rates goes, it's good. And your daily pooling, the amount they give you is good, but it's kind of deceptive because a unit is only completely unlocked when it's at Supreme Plus. So you might see, oh, it's guaranteed in 40. Wow, that's really good. You never see that in other gacha games. But you realize, oh, you'll have to get how many copies of her? I think 10 copies of her. You'll have to get.
Pretty lively, aren't they?
Can you shut up for a bit? Sorry. You'll have to get 10 copies of a character for her to be fully unlocked. Like, it'll unlock some very, very important parts of her kit. For example, let's come to, I don't know, this guy.
You're the
Alright.
only one who's
Let's
never
check his skills.
betrayed me.
When you unlock him, he
We will
only
make
has
them pay.
these three skills. He gets this one at Legendary Plus, and this one at Mythic Plus, and this one at Supreme Plus. His Legendary Plus skill is obviously very important. Thor's normal attacks and skills increase energy recovery by 24%. His energy recovery is increased by an extra 6% when resurrection is not triggered. So as you can see, that's very important for him, especially this one. He links with another character, which when you upgrade it as well, the damage that character deals heals him, which is amazing. And at Supreme Plus, Doran's ultimate drains another 20% of the current HP from all enemies affected by Soul Prompter, to increase his max HP by the same amount. So there are massive improvements to the character that you can only unlock by drawing other copies of them. This isn't just a AFK journey problem, by the way. There are other games that do that, even in Honkai and Genshin. But for Honkai and Genshin, maybe they are a smaller degree. They're not as big as this one, although it depends on the character, of course. But if we think about it as you'll have to pull 10 copies of the character, and they're guaranteed in 40. Let's do the math. It's 5 to, no, it's not even. It's 10 times 40, so it'll be 400, obviously. Yeah, that's why I say deceptive. You can also only pull to the max of your current. Your chances of receiving normal and rate of recommend depend on the max tier of your other heroes. So Supreme, because my current max tier hero is Supreme, I can get her only to Supreme. I have this search here at Supreme.
You desire an audience.
I need 2 more and I'll get her to
And what do
Supreme,
you
please.
offer?
I bought her from the... I got lucky and I got her from most of my pulls, and I also bought her from the arena store. Yeah, and the game keeps getting progressively grindy until the end. The end, of course, there was nothing more to grind for, so it's not grindy anymore. But I feel like a lot of the people drop the game because of this grind, and maybe if I see my friends list, you can understand. I'm pretty sure a lot of them dropped it as well. You'll see. But see, you can see now. 1 day, 3 days, 7 days, 7 days, 7 days, 7 days, 7 days, 7 days. Yeah, so people started dropping it because although that happens in each game, I don't know if that's enough evidence. But you can see that they stopped because of the grind. Let's see what's their power level, so you can understand. This dropped it right around the start. See, these people are started dropping it right around where it got grindy. I don't know, that sounds like at least correlation, if not causation. Yeah, so the more you cause friction to the player, they'll obviously not want to play the game. So this hurts the game ultimately, in my opinion, and which hurts the player base overall. So these are the problems that I wanted to share with you guys, and I hope you understand, because the other videos might not cover these problems because a lot of them were sponsored. Sponsor me as well. I'd love to get a sponsor. Get that bag of cash, you know. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see what happens with the new update. I'll cover that as well and tell you if there's any positive or negative changes, as I was talking about. And see you guys in the next videos. Bye!